Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Can you hear me? Doing an audio check. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Brian. Stone. Good morning. Okay. Good morning, Yanis. Thank you very much. Gary. Good morning, buddy. Good morning, Safe. Randolph. Good morning. And yes, it's time. It's 20. 20 point. Gary. 20 points. Audio good. All right. You know what time it is, right? It is. Let's get let's get this party started time. That's what we're dealing with here. 1 minute to the cash market open, and let's take a quick look. We are down 240 points almost, and that's a recovery from being down all the way to 340. And this market has been definitely bleeding out. Globex is 700. So we need, if the market wants to do anything meaningful on the long side, they need to break above that level. Okay. So what we're seeing right now is the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side. So as long as we continue to trade above 430, that's the level, then we can see movements up to that 75 and into the 500. So the first few minutes of the morning session, we are going to be definitely paying attention to who's getting trapped in this price action. Yeah, no need to rush into a trade. That's how Friday ended. We ended in the room at I think 1700, and then the rest of it was toward the end of the day, and we ended up ramping up 15s into a close of 79.67. So that's how that day ended. And today, the 9th, Monday, we are flat. No trades been done, and we are ready for action. So the market did this signal here at the open. Let's see what they want to do here. We got very close to a whole number. The channel that we are in is a long channel on the, here we go. Let's see what they want to do here. Okay, they closed it, so they should be shooting to target number two. Target number three is 518. 518 is the next target. The longs need to protect 454, and they failed it here. So the 200 and the 100 are out of sync with this move. What is that telling me? They're telling me that that we need to be patient and we need to see two things happen. One of them, either we go up to 81 again, or the market is going to go down to 406. And if they go to 406, the market is going to be in sync on the short side. All right. That'll be interesting. If we end up going to 66, let's draw some lines here so we know what's going on. 66, yeah, well, we already did. So that now the market is back in sync into the long. 66. You could see how fast things are moving. We got a 50 NT Rinko captain set up long that just built up, and that moved quick. So the shorts are getting trapped here so far. And you're going back up to that 500 level, and then that's gonna, trap some more all the way up to 520. Yeah, that captain setup is this on the long side right here. So the minute they put that on and everything else was in sync, that was a good one. And that was a telltale that the market's going to hit the high of 500. I'm going to be patient this morning, so I'm not going to be that first half an hour, especially on a Monday. I'm going to be gathering intelligence. I want to know who who's the participants that are playing the big games, who's buying, who's selling, who is getting trapped, and why and where, and just spend some time with this market. And there's no sense in trying to just jump in at the first thing that happens. No sense. Yeah. Good luck to you, Brian, as well. I'm trying something new right now, not necessarily new in the form of trading, but I raised up my desk and I'm literally just standing and trading. Kind of like it. Yeah, a little bit of selling pressure coming in here. They put a captain set up on the 30 NT Rinko short. So we need to see if they hold on to 79, which they didn't. Now the market is back out of sync, and we do not have any trades put in the market yet. Just simply waiting, learning, listening, and watching and breathing. 502. 502 would be a level that will get the market back in sync. And now they are in sync. Okay. So pullbacks are viable again. So we want to see a disconnect and reconnect with the transitional zone. The 100 NT Renko is basically making higher lows, and that's the bullish behavior that we're seeing right now in the market. Ultimately, they really have to kind of break Globex all the way up there, 606. And we're coming to the middle of the range on the 200 NT Rinko too. Look at that. Wow. Boom. Target number 5 is hit on the sequence. Okay, and their market disconnecting as well. So right here, we were looking for a reconnect, but we're seeing these type of parabolic moves upward, then a very sharp reversals that the market is putting on. And that's a bit, here we go, boom. Okay, so 200 and 100 are in sync. But guess what on the short side now? Look at that 200. They just reversed it after hitting the middle of the range. That is a confirmation of the continuation of the existing trend, which is a short trend. So this motion, and that is the channel that we are trading in. Let me see here if I can find myself a trade. Okay, and the 200 and the 100 is us. They're out of sync again. See, that's why I do not like that first half an hour. Well, it's not I like or don't like, is that behavior during that first half an hour is especially lately. It's been like no consistent follow through. I mean, we had a couple of days where things just sold off or rallied hard, but over time, this first half an hour, it's a range expansion period. All right, so let's assume that we hit 92 and a quarter. If we hit 92 and a quarter, then that will set the stage up for a bit of a selling pressure and a continuation trade that could take us down to 55. That's an area where I can make a decision there. Or if the market decide to go all the way up to 558, then that will tell me that the market is pretty much reversing. What time is it here? It's 8:42. So that's the first 15 minutes almost. They got very close to that 90, 92, 93. Just could not make it happen. You know when you're a kid and you're on a roller coaster and you're like wee up, wee down. It's just that's what comes to mind here. Here we go. All right. Well, that's in sync on the short side, and I'm gonna look for a new transitional zone to build up if they're so kind to produce that. Okay, so we got the disconnect. Let's see if we can get a transitional zone here. Okay, let's see here. So they put a transitional zone on the upside, so I'm not interested in that. I'll watch some more. That's not exactly the behavior I'm looking for. So I was looking for another transitional zone in this area here between 95 and 500. Captain set up short. Wow, Captain set up switch trade. Wow, look at that. Okay, so let's see if I can get in here. Come on. Serious? No fill? That was not nice. I thought I put that order in there early enough. Okay. So no fill, no chase. Moving on to the next trade, but that was a pretty one. That was a good one. That's a quick 20 points right there. Wow. That was my trade right here. One and done. One and done. Who got in? Who got aggressive? I'm sure Adam did. Gary. Anybody get in? Oh, here we go. I knew Adam got in. That was my trade. That was my trade right there. Oh, here we go. Adam Safe got in. So the only one that didn't get in is me, huh? That's okay. I'll get him. I'll get him. I will get him. You got 5 points. Got 20. Adam got 20 or so. All right, good job, guys. Good job. That was a just by the book classic. It just I put the order in, and it just never got back up to it. But we saw what happened, and not only that, but boy, I mean that could have been a really I should have been all over that one. Is you got captain set up switch trade, then you flip the cloud, then you gotta, you know, one test, two test, and boom. I don't know if Yanis got in. All right, let's just get busy here. Let's get busy. So they put on another trade here, but that was a spear trade. All right. Here comes another spear trade. Let's see if I can get in. Yeah, just these spear trades right here. They keep just selling it right off that break. And it's not necessarily a bad one to go into. It just I'm always going to be assuming a little bit more risk when I do that. And especially after the market made a double top, I mean, double top right here with a lower high, and then they put the spear trade and they build the transitional zone. That's all kind of in sync, and you are hitting a target number four in that sequence. So the market needs to continue to trade under 467. 467. We are target number three at the 200 NT wrinkle. So you're seeing this right here. So that's consistent with that channel. That is a very important channel for the rest of the day. And as long as we continue to trade under it, which means we are under Globex and under that channel, the shorts can reassert themselves for hitting the lows and breaking the lows. We are in sync right now between the 200 and the 100, and we are currently looking for the next rotation to get involved into. And it's good to see the market shift the cloud from negative to positive, because that will build up a little bit of stops that we can take advantage of if we can get a new cloud shifting negative. So as long as we continue to trade under that 67, then there is a chance for us to resume a short trade here. I like it. Okay. Let's see what that is. They're trying. Well, boom. So now we have a disconnect between the 200 and the 100. That's fine. And if we go to 504, 504, how quickly we chopped up there. 504, then we have a chance at the 200 being in sync on the long side. I mean, that's the nature of today. It's just quite the choppy behavior. If you get to 55 and a half, 55 and a half, so we have 8 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's see what we got going on here. 9 o'clock will be final wholesale inventory, not a big deal. Then that's about it as far as news. Okay. So the 200 and the 100 is back on the long side. All right. Here you go. So we are going to be running right into the top end of that channel. So to me, I'm going to be patient here and not necessarily look for longs. I want to see if this area tests well. And ultimately, I need to see a break above 550 because that will trap a lot of shorts in this market. And then the longs can be a bit more persistent. All right, market's out of sync. The 200 and the 100 is out of sync. And we're digging into that 200 NT Rinko candle. Ultimately, if we break to 428, the market will be back in sync on the short side. The personality of the day, like Frida said, just chop. There is a bit of a range that we can take advantage of, and there's a couple of trades early on that were really good, but ultimately that's what we're seeing so far is trapping and chopping. 27, we're about to break that 27, so that will put us in a okay. So this is important in the fact that the market hit that channel, came back, retested it with a switch trade. So now any shorts that I have here will have on a swing basis will have the 505 as a stop, and I'm going to be actively looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity here. So we're coming into the top of the hour, 2 minutes away from it, and the market is going to most likely rally here a little bit. We hit target number 4 and we're bouncing away from it. So I want to see how we build up our new transitional zone and start looking for an uh, active price structure for the shorts. Right. So now we're disconnected, which is really good, and now we want to see a reconnect meaning a break below 29.75. 29.75. Wow. Okay, so all the way down there. All right, let's see what they want to do. Patience is a trade. Tipsy turvy market, absolutely. And that's why I like to just spend a little bit of time learning what kind of personality the market is doing, because you just don't want to jump in first thing in the morning on anything. Just spend some time with it, get familiar. Good morning, GM. How are you? All right, here it comes. Okay, Sadie. All right. So now the key is to see a disconnect of the 200. I mean, a disconnect of the transitional zone and a reconnect of it. And hopefully we'll get an entry point or not. Are we going down? Yep, that's what we're doing. Thursday. Man, look at that. See, that's the thing with this type of market. If it doesn't give you a rotation back up and it just literally swipes the whole price structure down like this, then then that means I will have to start taking I will have to start taking that I'm gonna have to take more risk in order to participate in this market. I mean, look at that, boom. All right, okay. So if I'm looking for a new transitional zone here, they're literally went up about 50 points in seconds and disconnected the market. I mean, that's just some violent stuff right here. 9 o'clock, 9:02. Right, market is out of sync, but they will get back in sync at 17. Let's see if we can get there. Wow. So they disconnected it. Let's see if they get back into the fold here. I gotta stop myself quick here. Yeah, market is moving very quick. Yeah, let's try it again. All right, I'm gonna take it. So quite choppy here. And the market sells off. Okay, so that would be one right here. There's a captain set up. And we're taking small stops. Good morning, good morning. Market is in sync on the short side here and here. Target number 2 is ahead. ES put a captain set up short and continued the pressure lower. Target number 3 is going to be 372. Yeah, I think we're a little bit too tight with our stops here because we took two stops, small ones, uh, just right before the market kind of sold off. The 200 and the 100 are in sync. We're breaking below the 400 into 383. And the next target is going to be 310. Okay, that's fine. Took a 5 point target on that one. And moving on to the next decision. See if we can make something bigger than that. I actually ended up losing money on that. Okay. Yeah, because probably they slipped me on that trade. All right, let's just keep working. Shorts are in charge so far. All right, so market is disconnecting. The 200 hit that 17. I mean, the 100 hit the 17. So basically, the 200 and the 100 is out of sync. That's what we're dealing with right now. Getting a bit of a rally going on here. The shorts need to protect 456. And resumption of price action at 391 will get us back in sync on the short side. So the two levels that we're looking at are the 91 on the short side, or if they break the 455, that will get the market to stabilize and some longs taking control. You still have to kind of go back and retest that channel and break above it. That's what the market needs to be doing if they're going to end up mounting anything legitimate on the upside. So the market's still weak, but we're seeing a bit of a pocket of stability right now. ES, it's volatile. It's disconnecting from its transitional zone. So if they build it back up, which it looks like they're about to, that could be positive for the longs. We're going to be patient. I mean, we got a long day ahead of us and a long week. So now the new level is going to be 405.
Order pending. Order filled. Order pending. Order filled.
Thank you. That was a good one. That was a good one. So they had a switch trade right there, and I just posted my order and almost missed that trade from even happening. And then they came in and picked me off. Hardly any heat on that one. We ended up just basically making 20 points. Let's keep working. Market is in sync on the short side, and we're looking for the next rotation, um, the next transitional zone to get involved into another short. Yeah, let's see what that is. Right here. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get another transitional zone to build up here. They built it up, but they never gave us a signal. Here we go. We're about to get back in it here. Okay, so they build it, and let's see if we can get a rally back up and then an entry. Here we go. Well, I mean, that's kind of 97 here. All right, let's see if I can get another candle to close at 94, and I'll get in short. Oh,
Order
I
filled.
made a mistake. Oh, crap. Pushed the button too early, but that's fine. Still working here.
Order filled.
They're gonna get me on that one.
Stop
Yep,
filled.
they're gonna get me on that one. All right, let's keep working. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Yeah, the market's still short. Yeah, that's actually a nice winner here too. It's just they're oscillating. Okay, I mean that's a good entry. That's a good add. All right, let's keep working. Let's keep working. Right, so 200 and the 100 is in sync on the short side, and we're looking for another T transitional zone to build up, and we'll get back in looking for another short, and we are at target number two of this sequence on the 100 NT Rinko. That target is 364, and target number three is 310. And if we get down, well, 310 is flushing the lows actually, and that would be a bit of a push, and it's all consistent with us really hitting the middle of the range, establishing channel number, you know, that would be channel number one of the sequence, and then putting a switch trade right here and pushing to the lows.
Order filled. Stop filled.
Okay, it's quick. We picked up 5 points.
Order filled. Target filled. Target filled.
All right, so we took 5 and 5. Yeah, this should sell off. Well, here you go. Now that should sell off right here. Yep. Yeah, I mean we're in the right direction. I mean we're thinking in the right direction. It's just I think the last couple of trades. I mean this was a good timing. This one was a little bit off, and that cost me a little bit of money. But ultimately, and this is right here. I mean that's just a trade that worked. I needed to just stick to the stop of 20 points. Same thing here. So we're thinking short, short, short. We're thinking here short. We're thinking here short. We're thinking short. Every single one of them worked. It just, we got to get a little bit more in tune with the timing. Yeah, look at that. Boom. Let's keep playing. We're going to catch them. Shorts are dominating the narrative here. All right. So if we break above 355, the market will be out of sync between the 200 and the 100. So shorts are dominant. We sold off the lows, and now it's just natural for the market to start trying to rally back up here in this spot. So we want to see how far they try to stabilize the price action and see if we can get another opportunity for another short. Ultimately, we cannot pass 354 because that makes the market disconnected. Or if they reach all the way up to 406, then that would set the stage for a one candle reversal on the 200, and that would put a bit of price stability where pullbacks can be bought up. So those are the levels that I'm kind of paying attention to right now. I'm gonna start going for an all in, all out here for a couple of trades and see how we do. Because we got a lot of them, like two of them in a row. That's a grand. Even that one was a grand. This one was a grand. I mean 500, excuse me. This one was a 500. Yeah, this one I got out early. So let's do that and see how we do with it. Target number 3 on the 100 NT Rinko is 310. We got there and we're bouncing back a little bit and coming back to it. Back to that 310. So how's everybody doing so far? Gary, Brian S, Yanis. Okay, you got back. All right. GM, Frida, Randolph, Omer. Good morning, Omer. Doing well. Brian doing well. That's good. Nothing yet. Got you. Yeah, I mean, across the board, the market is short. You got transitional zones on the short side every step of the way here. Nice move lower. I mean, just the market is a short market. Okay. So that is a spear trade if I'm brave enough to take it. And let's see if we can find another rotation. I'll, the new level is 31. Market needs to protect that level. I mean, we're gonna eventually get to a point where the market disconnects, and we're not necessarily too far away from what that is. We had multiple rotations on the short side. I mean, we moved all the way from basically 140 points lower. Yeah, here we go. They're about to disconnect the market right here, and you got this captain set up at 345 right here. Yeah, so the market is disconnected right now. So which means that they're trying to put a defensive move. The longs are trying to hold the price in order for them to show any at least the beginning of momentum on the upside. You got to break the 380. So it's going to take some work for them to do that. We took a 5 point here. Let's see if we can get another rotation. Ultimately, we need to see 304 selling off. And I need to be very careful here because this is, I mean, we're out of sync. Should be hyper focused on being in sync. Yeah, I saw that, Yanis. I was in the process of writing you a response. Just after the market is closed is a lot better. You see that? You hear me? Okay, so they're pushing, and that 380 is going to be a critical level. They are. So that's what I was saying earlier on. The market is like even when it's directional. I mean, it's directional on the short side. It was directional on the short side. It was very spiky. So if I was trying to keep my stop small, I was getting hit on those stops just to see the market turn back down and just continue to go in that direction. So really, it's just the personality of the day. The personality of the day. We're about to go to that 380. We're 10 points away. 330 is is the new number. 330. If we break 330, then the market gets back in sync on the short side. And 380 is market getting in sync on the upside. Two levels. We gotta wait and see what the market is willing to do here. Right. So we're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity, and let's see if we can find ourselves a new transitional zone to participate in. The 200, are in sync.
Order filled. Target filled.
Okay. That's a 5 pointer right here, and let's just keep working. So that's the new transition zone that just built up, got in right there, and made 5. And we're looking to see if we can continue to participate in that direction. ES is putting a switch trade right here, and target number 3 is 40.1475. There you go. They're flushing it some more. Go, baby, go. Shorts are in charge. All right, so let's see here. They disconnected the market once they popped above that 41, and we are waiting to see if we can get to 305. If we get to 305, that will get the market back in the sync on the short side. Right now, the market is out of sync between the 200 and the 100, and that puts us in a pause. Hey, Noop, how are you, buddy? Yeah, I mean, you're just getting a lot of whole number stuff going on here, but the overwhelming personality is the short personality right now. Market's out of sync. I mean, if they want to really reverse it, they have to go to that 380 that we talked about. We got so close to it before the market just reversed and sold off again. That's one thing. And now, they hit a whole number and bounce right back up. That's a natural behavior for price. I mean, here they put a captain setup long, failed it, a captain setup short, and they're persistent with it. So you're getting a little bit of a choppy action here, but they're walking the price lower. And here we go. So they closed the 100. Now we are back in sync on the short side against a whole number. I mean, if you're brave enough, but I would like to see the following: a disconnect of this transitional zone and a reconnect of it. That will that will get me interested in an actual trade. Okay, here we go. So we got disconnected. Let's see if we can reconnect back in with a new transitional zone against those two captain setups that we have. Ultimately, this structure needs to hold. Yeah, here we go. Okay, see what you guys got. That's a good spot here at 9. Yeah, here we go. I want to see a new transitional zone build up. Put a switch trade right here. That would be interesting at 02. Nope, they didn't do it. That's fine. Some of these traders are liking that whole number idea. Keep playing around with it. A new transitional zone is built. Now it's just a function of trying to get an entry point. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm seeing that too.
Order
I
filled.
keep pushing the button wrong here. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get me. Wow. All right. That was something.
Order filled.
Let's see if we can get a move. That's some crazy stuff going on here.
Order canceled. Target filled.
All right. So we took that trade, and I can't necessarily say, I was necessarily happy with it. I got aggressive with this pure trade right here, and then I added to it at the top end of the range. I had a stop that literally was a few ticks away from 31, and uh, the pressure of the market. So that's that. Let's just keep working. It's a spiky market. It's just that's one of those things. It's just a spiky market. They get you into a structure and they spike price against it, then just turn back in and continue with the direction. What time is it? 10 o'clock. All right. Let's keep playing the game. I think every single trade that I took today, every single trade was short. Not I don't think I took a single long in this mess. Yep. 10 decisions, every single one of them was in the right direction of the market, was on the short side. And you're right, Frida. You should be cautious around the whole number, and especially when the whole number is huge on ES too. Should be a bit cautious, but at the same time, these whole numbers are also meant to be challenged, especially when you have an environment that is totally directional, and that's what they ultimately did here. They're putting a captain set up short on ES. Let's see if we can find ourselves in another trade on NQ. And right here, if they put a switch trade, they didn't. If they put on a close of this candle, I get in. Okay, they didn't. That's fine. Let's see what they want to do here. Lower high. You need a transitional zone. So here we go. You need another candle close at 85. That didn't happen. So basically, they did not establish a transitional zone here. Well, that right there tells me I need to pause on that idea. And we're playing around with 300, a whole number. So the odds are they're going to push it higher and try to suck some longs in and get rid of a bunch of shorts. That's what they're trying to do. All right, that's here we go. So the market is out of sync right here. So I'm neither long or short. I'm simply would be looking for two things to happen. Either 280 shows up, and that will get us back in sync on the short side, or the market makes a full reversal. I mean, relatively speaking, and hit 354. 354. If they do that, then the 100 and the 200 is in sync on the long side. And that would be the first time since we sold off around 9 o'clock Central. All right. We know what price we're looking for, right? That 80. And also if we break and go above 55. So 55 on the upside will get the market in sync. 80 will get 280 will get the market in sync on the short side. Anything in between, expecting volatility and or choppiness that for the purpose of building stops. So I'm going to wait for either of these scenarios to happen, especially in this type of market. Yeah, they're trying to hold it. No transitional zone, no push to on the 80. They came very close and faded it. And they're playing around with that 300 back and forth. So, I mean, there is a bit of a bid coming in here. It's not a bid that I would just jump on and start buying, but I just I'm aware of this pocket of price action where buyers are starting to nibble on price action. And you could always tell whenever the market breaks a low. Let me take a look here. So we had a low, we had momentum. Market came in, made a higher low. Well, guess what that means? That means, a lot of traders who look at this say, oh, okay, we have a higher low. I'll put a stop exactly right under the most recent low, which is 92, and I will buy in here, and then I'm looking for higher prices. That is a perfect trap for longs. That same scenario, that scenario I'm talking about. Then what do? They flush it, and once they're done with all these traders that are buying in this zone, they reverse it. And they probably do the same exact thing again a couple of times. But that is the process of making a bottom. Typically, at least it starts like this. It does start exactly like this. Hey, good morning, Brad. How are you? I didn't see you come in. So what are we looking for now? Now things changed just a tad bit. 292. 292 is the level. If we break below it, we should be in sync on the short side. And if we go to 357, the market is going to be in sync on the long side. Anything in between, I mean, the beauty here is, I mean, I could look at the 20 NT wrinkle and look for these transitional zones as an opportunity to go long if I'm scalping very tightly. Okay. But I rather kind of get in sync with the bigger move and then scalp or stay for a swing trade. So I'm gonna just keep looking at this market till these two events actually happen. Either that 92 or the 57, 357. Right, so that was a good switch trade right here, but we're in sync. Now we're in sync on the 200 and the 100, and we are looking, and you could tell what they're doing. They're just oscillating around the whole number. We want to see a disconnect of this transitional zone and a reconnect, meaning something that looks like, and we haven't seen. Okay, here we go. So the market sells off like that, disconnects, then it reconnects right here. And then you have multiple waves on the downside within the transitional zone. That's pretty much what we're looking for. And I hope they give us that opportunity. I mean, ultimately, the market needs to produce the environment, then needs to produce the signal. Then I can take it. But if they just crush this and go all the way to target number 4 on one transitional zone, that kind of on eats up the idea of me entering at that point. You would think, you would think in and around these levels, you should get a bigger buying interest. And what we're seeing is these wicks, and that attempt at the 80 was one of them, and we that was another attempt at stabilizing the price, but the shorts keeps coming in. So we got ourselves a fight here. But the market is directional. It's directional on the short. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's a function of patience here. sell off. Here we go. And we got to target number three. And that's actually a good one right here. But I didn't quite see it disconnect. It got close. But the behavior is consistent with a short. We are down 427 points. Wow. Market's getting slapped. And they put a captain setup short right here with an entry at 75. But 2 minutes, 2 minutes to the bottom of the hour. So what we're seeing here is they are disconnecting from this transitional zone. So the shorts need to reconnect with it, and they cannot just flip over here. And ultimately, 305. If you break 305, the shorts need to protect that basically. There we go. Transitional zone built. Let's see if I can get one reversal here.
Order filled. Target
Okay,
filled.
that's another profitable trade. That's a good transitional zone. It should pop lower and break the low. That's what it's doing right now. But I'm keeping my targets a little bit. I just need to kind of put myself in a position of cutting down into my drawdown for the day. And the highest probability event is these 5 points. So here you go. I mean, from 7S 15-point move, and it's not too far away from a 20-point move. If I do another good trade, I will not if when I do another good trade, I will shift my ATM to where it's looking for a bigger target. Not a long market. At no point during the day, the only, well, I mean, okay, so let's just review what we were looking at here. That's a nice little sell off going on. I mean, at the open, we had that rally and everything was in sync on the long side till we hit the middle of the range. Market reversed. So that one was good for about 60 points to the short side. A flip right here. We said we are too close to the channel, and even though the market is in sync on the long side, we need to look for a very specific signals to happen. We need to see a push above the 550 to retest this channel. That didn't happen. The market sells off. Then from that point on to this point of the day, everything was short. At no point during this little, not even little, it's a huge move from 427 all the way down to two, basically we're at 200 points or so. That five, 100. The market has all been consistent and been short. So all our decisions and ideas were in sync with that idea. But that initial burst of energy in the morning, we didn't buy into it, and we were looking from that moment on to looking for short opportunities. And ultimately, when I look at that, I'm like, okay, that's exactly what I needed to do. Now I need to execute properly. And I think that's where I had a little bit of trouble today. I had that one trade. Well, things were lining up good, but I had that one trade with 10 contracts that kind of got me at the top end of that range before it flipped. That was the difference in my day. And let's take a look. So we made 11 decisions, 26, 21. The majority of the trades are kind of in line. And this one, where I got rolled over on that trade. It happens. So if I keep doing what I'm doing right now, I'll find myself up in the positive very soon. So let's just keep working. Just keep working. And right now, the 200 just flipped. I mean, the 100 just flipped. So here you go. So the 100 NT Rinko just flipped at 280. And we're probably going to see a bit of price stability here. See that V recovery shape? That's usually a very strong reversal pattern right off here. So ultimately, the shorts need to regain the 65 in order for them to resume the pressure. We don't have a signal to go long, and we're out of sync of being short. So we look for two things. One of them is a break below 255. If we get 255, that means the market is serious about a continuation trade short. What happened if the market reverse and go all the way to 329? 329. If they do that, that is 100, 200 NT wrinkle reversal, and that will set us up for at least a pause in the short interest and potentially a buy opportunity. Those two levels are what we will be looking for. Anything in between, I still have opportunities that I can see, but I'm just making a choice not to take advantage of them. Went to get some water and look what happened here. See that little action here? You guys know what that is, right? Captain Switch, right? That's exactly what that is. That's a good one for long or short. Whenever you see that little formation, usually the market is making a stand here. Oh, you took it? Good for you. Good for you. That's a good one. 11 points. Good job, man. Good job. I just stepped away just to get a little bit of water. That's a good scalping opportunity, and we're seeing the market wanting to reverse here, and we are very close to the 30, excuse me, 31, which is the 200 NT wrinkle reversal. All right, guys. So what we're seeing here is, yeah, they just did a number. 200 NT wrinkle and the 100 NT wrinkle are in sync, and they are in sync on the long side. So the market just shifted right here. 61 is a target for this rotation, and we want to see how they handle an attempt at 400. Actually, they put on a continuation trade exactly right here. So we're looking for the market to disconnect and reconnect on the long side. And we need to protect 305. That's the level that we need to be protecting right here. So any dip that we see here cannot pass 305. All right, take care, Brad. Take care, Brad, man. You know this is home, so you are welcome anytime. ES, same concept, right? Same thing that you see in NQ to a degree. It's what we're looking for. We're looking for the establishment of a new transitional zone. So I'm not a participant till we see the market reconnect and establish a new transitional zone. Where could it happen? It could happen right here. So the price needs to reverse and consolidate here, and that will give me, if that happens, that gives me an opportunity to look for a switch trade, trigger trade, railroad, spear, whatever captain setup, whatever signal that they want to put here. That is my cue. But what happened if they just do this and they sell below the cloud and end up hitting 14, then that idea is going to take a pause. So that's what we're doing here. And they're getting close on NQ2, which is typical of this behavior that you're seeing is very typical of what you see in a very strong downward market. Whenever you see a market that is very, very strong, typically these pullbacks will be a little bit more shallow, and you automatically see the market just run and continue to run, and you see multiple rotations or multiple candles on the 200 NT Rinko that are opening and closing on the upside. So how a continuation long would look in this area. First, you're protecting the 305, right? Then we run up and produce a new uh, cloud to the upside, meaning that we have to go above 335. We pull back and we produce a transitional zone to the upside. And That would be how a continuation trade would look like in this spot. What happened if they break 305? Then that will put us in a on a wait and see, because the market could flush down to 280, then reverse. So they're putting the captain setup long right here, and it's a six prong captain setup. Okay, that's kind of bullish. Let's see. Now you got to protect that 305. Whatever you do here, you got to protect the 305. You got to establish a new cloud and a new transitional zone to the upside. You do that, I'm interested. You don't do that, I keep my hands in my pocket and life is good. Almost there. You have to get there though. All right. So now we're disconnected. What does that mean? That means that the market is pausing, and we need to get the market to do a couple of things. One of them, either right now or shortly, you go to 341 before you break below the whole number. If they do that, we can start looking again at a long. They can go all the way down to, as long as they don't go and close below 51, that'll be 251. These retracements, if they reverse, can be a good opportunity for a continuation on the long side. But that, it has to happen, right? So I mean, they could take it to the 80 and reverse about 50 points from 80 to 30, and that would be a sign that the market is ready for a continuation. So what's happening this moment is the market is out of sync, and we are, here we go. That's a positive behavior. 43, 43. Okay, here we go. 43. So 43 closed. The 100 and the 200 is in sync, and we are looking for a transitional zone to build up. They may just blow right through that high. Let's see here. So if the market continues to produce reversals and higher lows, where could be one of the targets that we will seek or look for? We can go all the way up to the declining resistance that we're seeing, and that can take you to 400, which is the top end of the channel that the market put together. We're about 8 minutes to the top of the hour, and today is the 9th, and we are, that's where we at, negative 26.21, and that's the month so far since the beginning of the month. Not too many decisions. Let's see here. 43.6. So we just have to kind of stay calm through this and just kind of just wait for the right setup to show up. That's what we need to do. Uh, GM, right now the market is in it kind of is it's not kind of it's in sync on the long side, and I'm looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity as long as we produce a new transitional zone. So I'll look for that type of setup to show up, but it has to be the right type of signal. And right now we cannot break below 17. And if we do, then I will go back to wait and see approach. I mean, there's a couple of things. It's the day trade and the overall picture. The overall picture, the market is getting hammered, and we are in a declining environment. The rallies are getting short and hard. So from a bigger perspective, the shorts are the way to go. Like if I have a trade that I'm looking for multiple days, this is the environment that we are in. It's a short environment. Now, on a intraday basis, you're going to see pockets of buy interest and pockets of sell interest. And when the market is in sync on the 200 and 100 to the long side, that's the direction I'm going to start looking for. And if they're on the short side, that's exactly where I'm going to be looking for. So, but the overall picture is short. Frida, yeah. I mean, that 400, 420 for the year, shitload of money. Yeah, that was a good one here. All right. So they flipped the cloud. They gave us a railroad trade right here. Let's see if they build up another transitional zone, and we will take it. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so here we go. They hit that level 17, so the market is disconnecting again. Getting noisy here. So what we want to see 354 or a break all the way down to 280. One of these things need to happen. Yeah, I saw that, Randolph. I saw that one, Captain set up short right here. A good one. A good one. So now you're getting a retracement in price action. You do not want to see. Well, I mean, depends on what you were looking at, but the longs cannot see that 70. I mean, 280. So it didn't take long for the shorts to show up. No pun intended. 277. If you break 277, that would be an issue for this rally. However anemic we saw. All right. So I'm gonna call it a day here for the morning session at least. Okay, good job. Safe. Yeah, Captain subs are working. Are working good. So I'm gonna call it a day for me right here. Well, not a day, but the morning session. Get some lunch going, relax, and then potentially come back that last hour, hour and a half of the day, and see if I can connect with the market. So initially, uh, I felt that I was a little bit too jumpy with my stops in a jumpy market. I took the small stops and they kind of add up. We took a full stop on that one on 10 contracts. And then after that, we just got in sync with the market and we just making it happen. So I want to see more of that happening. So I'm going to stay with this 5 contract, 5 point trade and build it up a little bit more, then start going for bigger moves. I just want to make sure that I'm still in sync with this market. Um, and that's it. That is it. All my trades were short, every single one of them today. All right, guys, that's it. You guys have a good one.